Hey, what is up, investors? Jason here. So I want to talk real quick about what Jim Cramer just recently said about the market. He's saying that the market just reached the bottom on July 13th, and the market's going to be rebounding from there. So this is just something that I want to talk a little bit about, kind of go into what he's saying and what he's using as his analysis, and also just kind of show what the market currently is doing at this time. So as we get to it, if you don't mind, please do me a huge favor. Please be sure to smash this story, annihilate, or gently press that like button to help me out with the algorithm and help spread this content to more people that might find it interesting. Now, let's get to it. So this article from Yahoo Finance that had come out and said that July 13th will be the bottom, and here's why Jim Cramer believes that the market will soon bounce and have a strong rally through late August. That's his projection. Cramer points out that the Commodity Futures Trading Commission releases data on the net holding of three types of market participants every week: the public, large traders, and fund managers, and commercial hedgers. He explains that the commercial hedgers are companies that are actually involved in a given industry, meaning buying the futures because it's part of their business model. Now, Cramer is using an analysis from market technician Larry Williams to show that the market could be ready for a rebound in the not so distant future. Now, Cramer, referring to Williams' analysis, says that commercial hedgers tend to have the best understanding of the particular sector because they are the only ones involved who are doing more than just gambling. He goes on to explain that commercial hedgers in stock futures mostly consist of banks, mutual funds, and governments. He says when these guys get very bullish in their positioning, even though the charts may look bad, it's often a great buying opportunity. Now, this analysis also compares what we had seen back when we saw that massive dip at the beginning phase of the pandemic where the market had completely crashed. And at that time, we were seeing the commercial hedgers coming in and buying that big dip right there because eventually things were going to do a bit of a rebound, and that's exactly what we had seen. And the prices of stocks had, of course, gone into kind of a very accelerated rate, maybe a little bit too fast, but that's what we had seen before. So we're seeing that, we're possibly seeing that same thing right now as well. After we had lost so much value within the market, after we had reached that high at the beginning of January of 2022, we've completely wiped out all the gains that we had made previously before January of 2021. So we've went back more than a year and a half in the market where we're at currently. So looking at things right now, we're currently seeing a lot of resistance actually in the market at that January 1st, 2021 level. We're having a hard time actually getting over that. And this is based off of information that I'm using with BTI Vanguard Total Index. So what we're seeing is, since this is the entire market here, we're having a hard time going back to levels that we were at the beginning of 2021. Now, the market moved insanely fast in 2021. So what we're seeing is we're just seeing a lot of resistance right now. Now, the big market movers, I think, are going to be within the tech sector. So looking at NASDAQ, which a lot of these tech stocks really were just on a decline. And they're also the reason why the value of the stock market has dropped significantly. The tech stocks are an area that has the ability to make the biggest gain. I mean, we're talking about some of the largest companies here as well. And they've already looked like they are already in the process of breaking out of the pattern that they were in. And when we look at the second quarter of 2022, comparing that to now after ending that quarter and here in the month of July, we're showing signs that we're breaking out of that pattern. Even though we just recently saw a little bit of a dip in the market due to the inflation fears, we're going to see that most likely rebound from there as well. And so I think that this is going to be an area that's going to really be a big boost for the entire market, and that's going to be one of the big driving factors. Now, I think a rebound is a real possibility. I think that we could have easily seen the bottom already, since we're not really seeing the price of the market dropping to levels that are much lower than levels that it had already reached in the middle of June. So I think that given the fact that we have just been seeing inflation going out of control, and the fact that now we're seeing kind of the brakes being pushed on inflation and things start to slow down on that, in that case, then I think that a rebound is a real possibility. And it really could be like investing into the market when the pandemic really put everything to a stop and we saw the market quickly just crash at that time. I was also someone that had invested in the market at that time as well, and I had bought that dip. Also for my kids, I did the same thing. I purchased stocks for them, and their portfolios really flourished because of that. Now, a rebound in the market does not mean that we're going to go back to levels that we were quickly at the beginning of January 2022. That's not what that means at all. That's going to take a lot of time to do. We got to replace an entire year and a half here in the market. So it's going to be a long time to see a rebound like that, and you can't expect that to happen anytime soon. It also does not mean that we're not going to be seeing a recession because, well, a lot of people have a bad understanding of what a recession actually is. So the possibility of a recession still is a possibility. But anyways, the possibility of seeing a rebound, of seeing the bottom, is a possibility. So start seeing that market start trending back upwards is what could possibly be happening from here. But there could even be more room to even go down. Anything is possible. But this is just what Jim Cramer is saying. So anyways, though, I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions about the market. Do you guys think that given the news that we just recently got about the CPI data in June and how we are seeing things rebound a bit here in July as far as things go with like gas prices and a lot of things being discounted at stores, do you think that we could be seeing a change in the market now? And do you think that we could slowly start seeing prices go up? And of course, what about a recession since we are seeing a decline in prices now? Do you think that that's inevitable at this point? So anyways, with that being said, please like, share, comment, subscribe. New content coming out all the time. Thank you guys for watching and listening. I'll see you in the next one.